Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Lee Manam here, and I'm bringing you the new fight. We've got Dr. Cid and Famfrit coming in for the weekend, and so here are three things that you'll need to make this fight a literal cakewalk. Yes, this is one of the easiest fights that we've had in a really long time, and so I'm going to go over some details with you and show how simple it's going to be. You'll have a lot of fun with it. You can be creative. You can kind of do whatever you want as long as you have these three things in your group. So the first thing that you need is a way to have high water resistance. And if you're chasing the all missions clear, that means you got to do it without magic. So a lot of units now give you the ability through skills to resist water. This list is not inclusive. I included a few on the banner page, but you've got Minfilia. She gives you 70% water resistance for the whole group. Tillith gives you 40% water resistance. Cloud of Darkness with the Omni Veil. Rikku also 40% water resistance, so hers is a little better since it gives you damage reduction as well. If you happen to snag Sea Breeze Fina or any of the Bikini units, then they'll give you 70% water resistance too. Marie does it, and Tidus, he comes in clocking at 100% water resistance, so if you really want to be rude and absurd, bring him along, and then everybody's immune. Well, that's 3/4 of the fight right there. Alright, second thing you want to do is bring somebody who can dispel buffs. The reason you want to do that is because Dr. Cid's Protect and Shell actually gives him a boost of 999% defense and 999% spirit. So he would be invulnerable if you don't find a way to get that buff off of him. Now, there's a lot of ways to do it. A lot of units have dispel. A lot of units can have access to like finger snap and other attacks that can dispel as well. But again, we want to be rude and absurd, so we're going to bring Zon, so that way he can just go ahead and steal it. That's right. So Zon can go ahead and steal both Protect and Shell. So then you have super high defense and super high spirit for a couple of rounds. Now, the buffs only last for 2 rounds, unlike on Dr. Cid, they'll last forever, so be mindful of that. But it's great, and it's a lot of fun to watch their attacks do almost no damage whatsoever. Third thing that you want to bring is you want to bring access to Osmos. The reason you want to do this is because during the second round, when Famfrit shows up, you can actually drain all of his magic points, and when you do that, then Famfrit's going to only be able to use Briny Cannonade, which you're going to have the resist for anyways, and normal attacks. Now, Water Jaw would be really threatening if you didn't have the water resist, but this is just to, again, be rude and absurd and ruin their party as much as possible. So, as long as you've got those 3 things in the group, you can make your party up with whatever you want. Now, this is my personal party, just to go over their jobs really quick, because in this setting, the equipment really wasn't that important as long as it's non-elemental. And the reason you want to make sure of that is because Dr. Cid is highly resistant to all elements except for light and dark. And then you've got Famfrit. He's highly resistant to light, highly resistant to water, and then vulnerable to fire. So your elements of choice really are going to be dark, because that way you can attack both at the same time. Dark Fina fills this void with Dystopia, but she also can use non-elemental damage with Ultima, which you see me use throughout this whole fight. Zon and Orlando, I've got him in here for damage dealing and buff stealing. Zon is going to be mainly just stealing buffs, and then outside of that he's going to do regular attacks to help with chain damage. And then Orlando, he's got an interesting role because he doesn't have to do very much besides damage, but he's going to use Night Sword to drain all of the MP from Famfrit, just because we can, no other reason. It's not like this fight really needs it, but yeah, we're just doing it just because we want to. Rikku's going to provide her standard damage reduction, and she's going to provide water resistance. And at the beginning of the fight, Tillith is going to provide water resistance just to get us through Rikku casting Synthesis. And then after that, Rikku will take care of all of that, and all Tillith will do is just heal and be an MP battery. And so that is the entire fight. A couple of key notes. Famfrit is going to use Briny Cannonade on the unit that has the lowest amount of hit points. So you can do a couple of things with this. If you have Minfilia, well, Tidus, it doesn't matter, but if you have Minfilia, all you have to do is equip Siren on the unit that you have the lowest hit points on, and as long as you make sure that they continue to have the lowest hit points throughout the entire fight, then they'll be immune once you have your water buff up, which is pretty cool. And so that's another way that you can make this fight extremely easy. Now, I took my time through both rounds because I was just messing around doing silly stuff, but that is all you need to get through this fight. So go out there, get your rewards, enjoy the fight, and let me know how ridiculous you were beating it up in the comments below. I'm looking forward to hearing from you, and I appreciate you coming by again. If you like what you heard, throw me a like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe already, because we've got a lot of Brave Exvius going on, as well as other games. And thank you so much again for coming by. This is Lee Van Dam, and until next time, y'all take care, and God bless.